We're talking finale on the Masters of Sex after show tonight. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna marry you.
that sick voice does wonders, honey.
I think I sound better when I sing
You do too. Welcome to the Masters of Sex after show tonight, guys. All of a sudden, it's the finale, like
What?
out of nowhere.
Really? What?
I
What?
did not see that one coming. I'm your host, Olivia Gabaree. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at _O_G.
Hey, and I'm your favorite host, not really, Ryan Graham. Dominique's gonna hurt me. You can follow me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham, and on Instagram at Instagram.
And your favorite host is here, Domonique Price. You guys already follow me, but those that don't follow me, all social media platforms, Dominique P_ESQ. Woo!
Yes.
Yes.
I apologize. I'm a little bit sleepy tonight. I feel like I have this. You guys ever get the sleepy ha-has? Like when
Yes.
you just are so sleepy you think
Last
everything's
week.
funny?
I don't think I've
Ryan,
ever
you need to get
heard
hip.
of
You like you don't know anything.
I don't. That's true. I'm not.
Yeah, no.
The sleepy ha-has. I've never
sleepy
heard it be called
ha-has?
that. Delirious, maybe. I've
Yeah,
heard
no, it's a sleepy
It's the technical
eye.
Also
term.
known as delirious. Okay.
Okay, what else?
So to this episode, which I thought was called A Private Affair, but it's called The Eyes of God.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was about a private affair,
Right.
aka the wedding,
Yeah. What? Like I did not.
out
see
of
that coming.
nowhere. No, I
Did
feel
you
like
guys see this wedding coming? Because
Yes.
No. Like, we knew that it was eventually going to happen because if we've read Wiki, we
Right.
know how this story
Yeah.
ends, and it's not happy, Virginia. But I didn't realize that they were getting married
Now.
this soon.
Oh, I knew they plugged it into the last episode for some reason.
Well,
with the little
I fell
hand
asleep.
holding.
No, they did. They had. It was the very last thing, but it did feel very like. Oh, it felt very just like they were having a conversation.
Right, like,
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't feel like
But
this
once
is
they
real.
held
After
hands,
you've
it
had
was
sex,
like-
you're like, we should get married.
Oh, is that what happens
Like,
to you?
Whoa, whoa.
I don't think
I'm
that's how
saying.
it-
But
jumping
it's
the
like,
gun.
that's what I felt like. I just felt like it wasn't a clear conversation of like, hey, like, do you want to get married? I want to get married. Do you want to marry me? I want to marry you. Let's
Pause.
do this.
So you mean to tell me after sex
Ryan
Your
just
immediate
disregards
thought
everything you said.
is let's get
Kind
married?
of just.
Slide that under the rug. Okay, I don't think that I've ever had that thought after sex.
You should
Exact
upgrade.
I
opposite.
should
What?
get
I know.
out.
Leave.
The Uber's waiting. Many a thoughts.
All thoughts that come to
But
my head.
marriage, not one.
I think they were desperate to like squeeze it in there by
Yeah.
the end of the finale. I feel like we got so much like bull from the first
Half
the
of it.
first half that they just were like, crap, like we gotta squeeze in a marriage. What do we
No.
do? Let's hold hands and make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the relationship, so I didn't like the fact that they were getting married. And not only did they like say, "Oh, we're getting married in a month," then they were like, "Oh, we're getting married today." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, this felt very weird." And I don't think I would. I'm not here for them together.
Interestingly
anyway, but
enough, did you guys begin to start paying attention to the symbolism of what art has been trying to say, at least for this episode and a little bit of last episode, about like truly being yourself and truly communicating like your wants and desires in a marriage, and how I don't feel like even the second go around of Bill and Virginia being together, either one of them are truly communicating with each other. And I just laughed because
Even-
we're seeing the end of one marriage and the beginning of another that potentially could end just like Art and Nancy's.
do you think Bill's not being honest? Because I feel like Bill is being quite honest.
Nope. I don't think
In
Bill's
what way?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, bum, bum.
Oh.
She's about to drop some knowledge.
You guys, okay. So, did you guys peep that like little scenario between Bill and Virginia when Virginia brought up the whole conversion thing when they were trying to like put that smack down on Bob?
Yeah.
And he was really kind of taken aback by her approach. And then when it was as if when they got in the room by themselves and he was like,
called her
yo, like, why'd you do that? It was this little thing. It was like as if he was starting to see her for the first time, like of how like manipulative she can be. And it was kind of like he was like, dang.
I kind of agree.
But I guess I didn't equate that to marriage. I do agree that was like, because she just kind of, oh yeah, we're doing, which I don't even know what made her bring that up. I feel like it was very like random. I'm like, why would you all of a sudden say you're doing this conversion thing when you're kind of not?
Well, I think she was telling him what he wanted to hear, because she knew he wanted to be converted, and she wanted this book deal. So she was like, you know, being Virginia, what can I offer him that will get me what I want?
Right. When Bill has been very upfront the entire time that it's not conversion therapy. However, she just wanted to like get her way. So she's always willing to say whatever she needs to say to get another person to kind of react. And so I feel like in that moment, he really started to look at how Virginia's really not healthy for him.
Well, I think it dawned on him, because was his conversation with Barton before that happened?
After.
Oh, it was after. Because I do realize, like, that was, like, he was already starting to get, like, the thoughts of, you know, he's recognizing that she's climbing the ladder and saying whatever she needs to say to get where she wants to be, and kind of lets it go. But then I think what his conversation with Barton, like, it really dawned on him, because when they finally did get married and they were leaving City Hall or whatever it was so obvious to him.
She was like,
yeah,
what?
Paparazzi? What? Maybe we should just give them one good picture.
I'm like, you manipulative.
And then that's when he was like, Dodie, like, what the?
Well, I don't know if that's where his mind went, but definitely was like, you
not
bitch.
Like, I wouldn't say extreme, but I think that he's kind of being like,
what did I just do?
I finally see.
I feel like even when he talked to Barton, he still was like, no, because he even said, I'm not gonna let you talk about
and he
Virginia
looked like
way.
such a fool. I was like, give it up. Like, this is your mentor, like someone you've been with way beyond you in Virginia.
But one thing I can say is I respected the fact that Barton was able to see that it wasn't Bill, that this isn't an agenda that Bill is pushing. But he was honest. He was like, yo, like, I don't think it's you, but it's that chick that you want to bring around you, and she's going to pull you down.
And that's what I think it was so important when Nancy keeps telling Virginia too, because I although I don't like Nancy, she's like, the thing is that I know I'm going to end up alone. The thing is you don't know you're going to end up alone.
Right, and you will.
She's like, I know that you think this is all. She's like, fine, you got me, but you don't get that you played yourself. Like, and like, it's like everyone can see it but Virginia.
What I thought was really interesting is that when Nancy approaches Barton in the parking lot and we're jumping, it's like we're telling the story from the end to the beginning, which I like it. Yeah. I liked how Nancy was like, look, Virginia is going to do whatever she has to do by any means necessary. And what dawned on me was that this entire practice could go up in smokes, and it will be because of Virginia.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing is that I don't think Virginia sees that. I think Virginia is so stuck in I'm right, and what I want is what's best, and so I think she's completely blinded in that she doesn't realize that she will destroy the practice.
I agree. Well, I feel like she always sees an end point, and she has her own personal goals that anything that's happening around her, she's just blind to, because she only sees that one avenue of where she wants to be, like where she's trying to go, and all the things that she needs to do to get herself there, regardless of what she steps on the way.
And the other thing is that I think that's why she was pushing for her parents to stay together so much. I don't think it had anything to do with her parents. She needed her parents to work because she needed her and Bill to work. And so I think that's the only reason she was pushing for that in the beginning, because she was like, you guys can't break up. Like, and it had nothing to do with him. That was the image of her and Bill falling apart.
But that's always what she goes to. But she even said it out loud. You can't break up because Bill and I are getting married. It's like, what does that have to do with anything?
It comes back to her. Everything is about her. And I thought it was interesting that even her mom said, like, me and your dad can't agree on anything, but what we can agree on is that it's weird that you're pushing this so hard. And I just feel like Virginia is going to be her own demise. And I feel like from the very beginning of this season, from how the season opened up with her being a drunken stupor and sleeping with multiple people, like, she is her own worst enemy. And I feel like it's unfortunate, because I feel like Bill has come to such a place of like self-evaluation and self-awareness that she's going to bring him backwards.
Oh yeah,
I see that.
Like, I feel like we already know that she is his drug. We've already come to that. So I feel like this is just the beginning of his relapse. I mean, he's literally relapsing, and like I think for the first time when we saw him have that moment on the steps when the paparazzi was around, we saw him have that moment of like, oh, I recognize where I'm going right now, and I recognize that this is me being on the drug. This is not love. This is not healthy.
It's just like he kind of like woke up there.
Yeah. And I hope they get it. We know they.
Well,
get it.
I'm already predicting two episodes into next season.
It's done already. Well, because we're gonna skip so much time next season, like they always do, large amounts of time.
Okay.
So they're probably gonna have like gray hair or something, and already past this
whole divorce.
Because their relationship is just played out. What like how many more scenarios can we make happen until they get divorced?
Well, the other thing is that Virginia, like, her mom even warns her about, she's like, is having another failed marriage really something you want? Like, you are a woman, 40s at this point? Yeah. She's like, do you really want to have it? And it's like, everyone around her is trying to, like, cut at her and be like, hey, like, this is not going to work. Stop. And it's like, I hate Virginia. I really do. She annoys me so much.
I don't necessarily hate Virginia, but I'm a very self-aware person, and so it troubles me when other people can't like self-diagnose themselves and like figure it out.
Yeah.
Like I can understand it taking a few years, but you know, we're 6 years in, like figure it out. But it's like it's just interesting to me because I feel like so much of Art and Nancy's demise was really Virginia. Like, yes. Virginia unraveled Nancy for some reason, but I think it's because they're so much alike.
Oh, exactly.
By any means necessary, they're the type of women that want success. And they don't care who else, like, they tear down in their past. Like, they just don't care because they feel like everything's collateral damage.
Right.
And because I feel like they've justified their wrongdoing so much in their heads, they don't even realize that they're wrong. Like, how Nancy kind of popped up when she was talking to Art and just was like, oh, it's okay. Like, we can still make this work. And I'm like, why? On drugs?
But Art brought up such a good point, like, right at that moment when Nancy knew the room was bugged and she still said that, which we didn't talk about last time because I guess it just didn't dawn on me.
I didn't think about it either because you're right. She had to have known that it was happening. And he was basically saying subconsciously, you wanted me to find out. Yeah. And this was your way of being out. And I think you see it in her face when he says it. It's like, I don't even know if she realized it. It was like subconsciously. She's like, you're right. I want, because she always said, I need an out. And like, I think she didn't just need it. She literally was like, I want out. And that's what she wanted to say. But she always had to have, I think she needed someone to tell her like, no, you want out. It's not like, I need the option. Like, it's what you want.
Can you guys even imagine like being married to a shrink?
No, like, you couldn't say anything to him. He would
analyzes everything.
Like, I know what
in that moment, I was like, that was way too deep.
Yeah.
Way too deep.
I feel like if you married a shrink, literally anything. Am I eating cereal right?
You feel like watched and judged all the time.
Like, oh, I would be so
crazy.
Scared. But no, I honestly didn't like Art in the beginning, but I turned out in the end I was like, oh, Art was so awesome. I felt bad.
Wait, did you guys not think that he was gonna kill Nancy?
My prediction was this.
It was about to happen.
I jumped off the couch.
You're like, yes!
He stayed there. It was very
like,
murderous.
Do they watch? They watch
he had
AFTERBUZZ.
A duffel bag. He had a
with trophies.
Like, oh, he's got
quote unquote.
That was so weird. But I thought like either he had the tools in there or he's gonna kill it with the trophies.
Dexter style.
Yeah, something weird.
You guys. They watch our show and they were like, we're going to give Domonique what she wants.
Exactly.
And just tease her a little bit. Because did you see how they panned in that little dark image?
Like, oh, this is murder. This is death. This is death.
They did it just to humor you, you know?
They watch us. Thank y'all for
the plug.
Thank you.
And the plug in the show.
We appreciate y'all.
No, legitimately, that whole scene, I was like, he's about to smother her with a pillow.
I know, and I'm kind of pissed that he didn't, but all right.
I think she
because I know you guys,
deserve...
because it's our finale, I'm just throwing my predictions all over the place tonight, you guys. I think Nancy and Barton are going to work together.
Oh, especially after this whole Bill
because she's finessing. She's already starting to get like,
and they have that. Well, because
like a little bird.
Well, because she's just like Virginia, and Virginia always has another plan.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but she comes out the cut in the parking lot. She's like chasing him down.
That?
We can't have this conversation over the phone. I need to talk to you in person because she has that very manipulative personality, and she needs to like get a grip on him. So she's already starting chirping in his ear, like. like placing ideas in his head, which are obviously working, because what does he do? He goes straight to Bill and gives him the business.
And being like, I'm not even going to go to your wedding.
Yep.
Said. Also, can we pause before we get too far down? Guy was so excited about this wedding.
I know, poor Guy.
No, I was so happy for Guy. I'll pull out all of my bridal magazines.
Yeah, but then he doesn't even get to have his big
Bridal
moment.
magazines.
I know.
Really?
Guy, he was so into it. And I loved it. I was
He's
there
super
for it.
cute.
We're gonna release doves.
Yeah.
At the Playboy Mansion.
Not too small for doves, right?
It's like, okay.
God, I love that.
No, it's just really interesting to me because I'm like, Barton has been like at Bill's side
Forever.
since the very beginning, and it makes me mad to see that a potential like, you know, father-son relationship is almost going to be severed because Virginia is like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I pray that like once they're able to like sit down, they can maybe like bury the hatch. But I feel like Barton is like feels so strong about the whole like how you even, you know, touch on homosexuality, because back then it's still like a taboo. Like people are still trying to force themselves to be straight.
Right.
And I feel like you have to handle this with care. And so I feel I can see, you know, Barton taking this upon himself because he actually is the only doctor, presumably, you know, that's outwardly homosexual.
Right.
Well, maybe you guys could help clarify this for me. Was their intention to always do like a converting system, or was that just like assumed?
So I loved how Bill put it. He said it's not conversion if someone actively is trying to, you know, work on if this is something that's like truly in them.
Yeah.
Like it was almost as Bill was saying, like, we want to at least afford people the opportunity without making them suffer in the manner that you had to suffer.
Right.
Because it seemed as if besides like going through like the shock therapy, at this day and age, there wasn't really like a honest, like almost like a counseling method for these individuals to go through so that they could say, you know what, I tried everything and this is legit who I am, without like hurting themselves.
And I feel like the other thing was that like Barton was saying, Bob was like begging to have this happen. Like I feel like Barton's was more, it was more a guys, and like he was trying to like backpedal because he hurt his family, whereas it's like Bob knew who he was and was trying to fix it.
Okay.
I think that was the difference.
What bothered me about the Bob situation is, did everyone really not know he was gay? Like, why was this such a surprise that he tried to kiss Art? Like, Art had to get on the phone.
Well, but I think that they knew he was gay, but like I don't think they knew, like him kissing Art like kind of confirmed, like, all right, this wasn't just a one time, you didn't just dabble in this, this is a pattern. And so I think that's what the difference was. It was like Art was calling saying like, no, it wasn't like, because remember in the intake he was like, oh, I mean there was like
one or two,
he tried to make it sound like that, but like I think Art calling was like confirmation, like, nah, this isn't.
I guess, but it's like maybe because our point of view is different than theirs. Whereas I felt confirmation was not needed. I think it was pretty obvious. The only reason, like, he got off and he like did his thing, but it's because he was listening to Art's voice in his ear. So he was like, yes, like, you know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that obvious.
I mean, maybe not
to the sex professionals.
Weird.
But to me, I knew.
Your gaydar is all
on and popping, girl.
And yeah, I don't know.
That whole kiss with Art, I felt so bad for Art because, like, he lured him to this bar.
First of all, I felt like it took Art way too long to push him back.
You know something? I thought Art was gonna go after it.
About to go.
You're right.
Damn.
You know, fresh out of a relationship.
Why not?
He said that and thought about it for a second. Was like, maybe.
He definitely gave it a thought. He paused. I don't care what anybody says.
No, you're right. That was a long, extended, like,
right?
Didn't you think he was about to attack him? He was going to be like, yes.
Grab hands and like, yes, let's do this.
I don't know.
No,
I wish they did.
Just full plot twist.
Just for the sake of it. It's the finale. Like, make out.
Just do it. Just right there in the bathroom. Just go.
That was their moment. That was their time to shine.
Well, they didn't. So whatever.
I still feel really bad for Art.
Like, I do too. I
just have like a soft spot. Like
I feel like
I just get upset when women use people.
Nancy.
I shouldn't just say women.
Coming
When
from a
people
woman.
use
People.
people,
Yeah.
I get really angry, like territorial. Like,
But
don't do that.
But she said, Nancy said, sorry.
No, go.
Nancy said she loved him. She goes, you're wrong. I do love you. I don't know,
Love
thoughts?
my ass. That is not what you do when you love someone.
Right.
That was selfish love. That's what that was. That was selfish love. And real love is not selfish. Says it in the Bible.
That's very true. That is.
I think she was just using art to get to her next step.
Yeah, like, don't use me. Like, and she even still tried to throw it out like, it's still not too late.
Except it is. She did. She tried to pull him, but that was such a manipulative
It's too
move.
late.
She's like, it's not. We can still go to New York. We can still be a fresh start. And it's like,
I
no.
might want to be a mother then.
Get
Yeah, she's like,
out.
maybe you can convince me. Convince me?
To be a
You
mom?
don't convince me to
Get
keep
out.
my own baby.
Yeah.
Like, you make that choice on your own.
Yeah, poor Nancy. Yeah, I don't like Nancy. She's terrible. I guess I just don't. I feel like the whole essence of her was just so conniving, and I feel bad for even ever thinking negative things about art because I feel like it was her poison that made me think art was a bad.
Well, and that's why he was going to go crazy and kill everybody
Right.
because of her.
But maybe Bill will go crazy
Well,
because of Virginia. Because it's the same type of relationship.
But I blame him at the end of the day.
Bill?
You finally know before any of this has taken place that Virginia is not a safe bet for you.
Yeah.
And you still do it. You deserve it.
do we feel that?
No.
Okay. Yep. Next topic. No. Do we feel that Virginia's problems run in her family? Because it also felt like her mom seemed to not be a very forthcoming person. She seemed to also be very
Well,
like
her
self-involved.
mom seemed
and also
like
bitchy.
she wasn't affectionate or have any level
Well,
of
she never wanted
intimacy.
to. She was ready to never have sex again.
Right, and I was
all
like-
Read a book and go to bed.
Like, ever? Like, ever?
She's like, I can't wait to just be by myself.
I thought she was gonna say and
was like,
masturbate.
girl.
I thought that's
No,
where
we
she
know
was
that
going.
she's not about that
Oh,
life.
she's not. Yeah, she
No,
doesn't.
the way she said it, I thought she just didn't want to tell people she did. I was like, she was like, I can just go to my bed. And I was like, oh, and masturbate. And then she goes read a book, and I'm like, oh, okay, we do different
where
things.
your brain
I know,
was.
we do different
Yeah,
things.
but she like even the word like disgusted her. Well,
Yeah.
probably because
Yeah.
she's a very conservative person. She doesn't like to like speak about it.
She probably never.
But you hear myth.
Could be it.
We just go
Jump
there.
from 0 to 100.
Just saying, that's probably why she doesn't like sex. She probably never, like, legitimately. I feel like, especially
Well,
back
I
then.
mean, she could be like in Libby's situation. Like Libby wasn't too fond of sex, like
Because she
when
wasn't
her and
with the
Bill,
right person.
right? So maybe this divorce is like a blessing for both of them. Maybe they'll both get their rocks off and life will be grand. But I cannot imagine at 50, maybe they're 60,
They're over 50, 'cause if
61.
she's
She said
40,
61.
yeah.
61 and you just decided you're still gonna live like what, another 20, 30 years if you're lucky.
I bet she finds a new man or something crazy, and he changes her whole perspective. She gets like laid
She's
back.
gonna get liberated.
Gets
Plus,
laid
yeah.
and laid back, you know.
I get
Well, I mean, that's what happened to Libby. That's exactly what happened
that's
to
why
Libby.
get it
Oh.
liberated, Libby. Get it. That was
You gotta
good.
like clue me in on that. What the hell?
Thought it was gonna fly right
It was
there.
good. No.
Over.
But yeah, I don't know. You're right. They definitely still have a little bit of life left, and apparently her dad was like on to the next. Like she said, he's
Oh, he's
on.
been on to the next. I
Well,
feel.
yeah, poor thing.
Well, no, it seemed like he really wanted to give
Well,
it
he
a
was
shot.
willing
which,
to.
What pissed me off because I'm like, okay, I know this is set back, in the 70s, but nowadays you see like divorce rates on like an all-time
Skyrocket.
high.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, fight for your marriage. Like, I loved how like committed he was to figuring out like, yo, I want to be touched. I want to not feel bad for being touched. Let's fix this. And she's just like, no,
Yeah, I'm over it.
I'm over it. I don't want to.
And I guess that's what I mean more by selfish, like Virginia, because I feel like Virginia is also very selfish in her relationships.
now I get you.
And that's more so where I was coming. It's like not necessarily like exactly what they do, but I feel like her mom is selfish, and so she learned, okay,
She
Yeah.
can't see that the issue, she's contributing to the issue.
Right.
She's blaming it on
on Bill or on
okay.
whatever. Her, 'cause
Yeah.
she blames
But
a lot of
everybody,
things.
yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
everybody
but
else but
herself.
me.
Yeah, it's not her. It's always something
That's good.
else. So.
I totally
And that's more so. I
agree.
think her mom is the same way. It's like no. Yeah. So I think she learned. I'm just saying, I really do. I think a lot of people like do what their parents did, and I think
I hope not, Lord.
I know. Well, no, I'm sorry, Mom, because she watches.
Hi, Ray's mom.
Yeah. So yes. Hi.
Where are you?
Get out. But yeah, the other weird thing, like speaking of marriages, we saw. And I feel like they just like throw Lester away. I feel like why does he even pop up anymore?
Wait.
Just for the sake of popping up.
Did we catch how he's like, congratulations, I hope your marriage is better than mine.
I know he went on a whole like
he called it soul crushing, testicle shrinking, never ending abyss of misery. So marriage shrinks his testicles.
Yeah, I'm just like, to me, I do not get why Lester is still a part of the life.
I don't know.
Because I'm like, he comes in and it's not like he says something funny, like where Guy comes in as like a comic relief, and he's like just this, and it's like Lester is like the complete opposite.
He's the satire.
Is it? Because he's so depressing, and I'm like, oh, Lester, like we thought he was gonna get something with Foxy Brown, and she never came back, and it's like
you're the only one that thought that.
Me, okay, just me, whatever. What I'm saying is that
you stay on that bandwagon, strong and wrong.
Never give up.
I'm just saying.
Dreams come
All
true.
I'm saying is that Lester literally is at this point is just around to be depressing, and I feel bad for this man.
I think it is hilarious.
You laugh at him. I feel so
the balance, like Guy is so up and happy, and then Lester's like balances out like nah.
And Bill and Virginia are right in the
middle.
Yeah, it keeps the office like. You know.
Girl, you never know. But yeah, I just was like, wow, Lester, like you
tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, where is Betty?
I'm very upset that they did not further her storyline. So like really you can't even plug her into the season finale a little.
Let us know that Betty's alive.
Yeah, just
like,
let us
did she
know.
get the baby back? Is she still married to
Austin?
the old Playboy?
Maybe that's gonna be like a big
thing next watch her come back. She can't get pregnant. I was gonna say, watch her come back pregnant with Austin's.
Oh, she can't get. She got it. Yeah,
she can't get pregnant.
She got that fixed up.
There are crazier things that have happened.
That is Donald Trump is president.
So crazier things have happened.
I'm not ready.
But no, I just felt really bad for Lester, because it's like, dude, like I just want him to have either get a divorce, one, or have something else.
Right. I just want him to realize that like love doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll find
what
out
I tell
one day.
people: love should not hurt.
No, it shouldn't. But I just
if
feel
it
bad
does,
I
shouldn't burn either.
Like
a lot of things shouldn't burn, but okay.
Are you guys getting like I don't even know?
We got
are you getting nasty?
The late night ha-has.
You got the sleepy ha-has?
Whatever you guys are
They're on and popping.
No. Yeah, I'm like so lost. I'm so lost. Let's refocus. Anyways, kids. The kids are there. Can you
guys,
God.
we have been talking about these kids for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And they pop up.
And I came to a realization. You know how this is so stupid, and you all knew this the whole entire time, but Libby and Bill's daughter's name is Ginny?
Yeah.
After Virginia?
Yeah. They know.
Yeah.
That's so why? That's so weird.
They were
Auntie Virginia, I guess, but now it's stepmom Virginia.
But this was before. You got to remember, they had Jenny before Libby found out about the affair.
Okay.
Yeah, because like they had that montage where it was like back to back. It was real quick of like them just having
it happened. Real fast.
They couldn't have babies, so all of a sudden they have like 4 babies.
Yeah, 100%. So weird. Yeah,
but that was crazy.
That was also a point in the show where they talked about how he just started to give her all the kids she wanted because he felt bad.
Oh, I thought he was just trying to shut her up.
It was guilt kids.
Yeah.
Guilty kids. Well, maybe that's why he doesn't take care of them.
Well, now he does. That was the thing that was like really sad. It's like Bill has done this like amazing 360 in his entire life, including like hanging out more with his kids. He's having dinner with them at Libby's house, on a regular basis. And then, Johnny, poor little Johnny Appleseed, sees them in this whole fight, and he runs down the street, which I'm like, so dramatic.
Why did he do that?
What is it with people? Like,
I'm
gonna bring it back. Okay, so he's like super all of a sudden distraught when I'm like,
we haven't even seen you for like.
I think that's why we needed to have some type of emotional connection.
Like, when did they like throw you back a few years?
I thought you can
age?
drive. I thought he could drive by now.
I don't know.
He looked 12, and I could have sworn he was like 16.
I think he's about 12, guys.
Okay, whatever he is, I felt bad for Bill in this situation. Normally I'm team Libby, but he really is trying, and she really is taking his family from him.
She is. I mean, there are so many amazing law schools out there. Like, but I agree. Like, I feel like getting the opportunity to work under such an amazing professor, like, I would have wanted to take the opportunity too. But it seemed like it was just such a decision, like, this is what's happening. It wasn't okay, do you, like, even a possibility, do you want to keep the kids here? Like, I'm going to be in law school, maybe you should be.
She just slid it in.
But the thing is, I get it and I agree, but I think Libby had to come to terms with the fact that while she has also grown, Bill has grown. And not that Libby is like oblivious, but I think that Libby has been so caught up in her own growth that maybe she forgot that Bill has changed and has grown.
I agree. I think she may have had a minor lapse in judgment and forgot. But one of the things that like really dawned on me was like, they've really screwed this kid up. Johnny's sitting here feeling like, okay, I have to choose, but both of my parents need to be taken care of. And I'm like, that's never a position that a child at that age should be in. And so I thought it was like really unfortunate, but I loved how Bill kind of like, was able to actually parent, because a few seasons ago, he couldn't have a conversation with Johnny, who appeared to be 12 then too. But I'll digress. But he really was kind of like, no, be a kid. Like, don't take on the challenges of adulthood just yet. Like, stay in like the child's place. And he just didn't feel like he could.
Yeah, it was really sad to see Johnny like kind of have the moment where he's like, no, I can't. Mom needs me. Like he feels that he has to be the stable one because his parents have been so unstable his entire life. And so I think that was another come to Jesus moment for Bill, where he was like, oh, damn. Like, because, like, I know his relationship with his dad was, like, it tore him up. Yeah. And so I think it's one of those things where Bill's like, damn, like, even the effort I've made in these past couple of years, I still have screwed the kid up.
He needs to pick up his practice and move to California.
Oh, okay.
No. You think that's gonna happen?
I mean, I don't know if it is, but like, if you really want to be this amazing parent and you screw Libby over, like, you can't ask Libby not to go to law school.
I was
this
annoyed.
Is the first time in her life where she's doing something for her. Everybody moved to LA.
I was so annoyed when he was trying to like almost shut it down. No, he did try to shut it down. That was annoying.
He was like, "Are you gonna make me fight you for my kids?" And I'm like, "Well, you didn't want to be a parent last year."
The way they handled it was so bizarre because, like, there was no conversation at all. No. Libby presented it to him like nonchalantly over like some cleaning dishes, and then Bill shut it down right away, and there was not even like a discussion between them, like possibilities or alternatives, nothing. It was just, this
you know
is
what?
It.
I've decided that this season, or not even just this season, this series, they leave a lot up to like you figuring it out yourself. Like a lot of connect the dots on your own, because I'm like we were talking about with the marriage, like, when did that go full circle? Libby just kind of like being gone for an entire week. Like, what festival is that? Where it's a full week? Let me know. I want to go there. It was just little things like that. Like, I was just kind of like, wait, what? Like, what's happening?
It was very fast. And it does kind of have like a lot of holes where it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because even Bram didn't know where she was. And
I wanted him to. Why isn't he going to California with her?
Oh, no, wait, I think. Did you hear his declaration?
No. I feel like he suggested it, but then it kind of left it.
He's not leaving right now. I think he still has.
He's saying eventually. I'm coming.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where he was like, it was definitely like not like I'm leaving this open. It's like,
because I have a law practice.
Yeah. I think he just has to tie up some loose ends, and then
he's going because
like, that's what I got from it.
Yeah, I understood that it wasn't an immediate thing. Like, I knew he wasn't picking up and leaving with her. That's what I was kind of saying. He was suggesting that he would go with her, but he didn't really give a definite, like, this is when I'm going, this is what's
Guys
happening.
Don't give definite anything.
Just, I'll meet you there.
Right? And you're like, well, what time? What do I wear?
Yeah,
like, what do you mean?
I'm like, what day? Noon? Like, what's up?
So, I hate when people ask me ETA. That's my pet peeve. It's like, oh, what's your ETA? I'm like,
because I need to plan.
Oh,
no, it's not about when you get there.
I'm like, I will get there when I get there. I hate being asked what's my ETA. Maybe it is a guy thing.
Yes, it is.
Because it's like, I need to know what I'm doing before and I need to know what I'm doing after. And how much time do I have to get ready?
It's like
what
when
do
you
I need
ask
to do
me,
to
am I a ride or
prepare?
die chick? I'm like, I have questions first. It just...
Okay.
We just, women ask too many questions.
Yeah,
That yes,
too
I'm
many
not
questions.
sure.
Guys, I'm sorry, I'm sick. I'm trying to not
We're
be
like
sick.
attacking you.
I'm like trying to not be sick. But no, I'm happy that Bram was like, I'm gonna be there for you, so I'm excited.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting. Like, I felt like, you know, when Libby hopped out of her new Winnebago, which I hadn't seen one of these in a long time because I legit went to school with a chick and her mom had a freaking Winnebago.
Really?
Yeah, it was orange. It was so cool.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we all thought we were gonna like get older and she'd let us drive it. Thank God. The Winnebago's
happened.
gone. But I thought it was like so cute how she hopped out that Winnebago like a true hippie. I'm like, when did Libby like fully transform into this like legit like
She
hippie?
went to that damn week-long
And you know what I thought was
No,
so
it was the
great?
naked people. The naked
You're
people
right.
really unleashed the hippie.
She when Virginia finally told her about the marriage, she like wasn't really phased.
She had a phase moment. It
At
was a
first,
pause.
yeah,
It was
she
a long
did.
pause, like a
That's when I think that was for us to be like, damn, how's
you
this
gonna
gonna
react?
go right now? Because you couldn't really tell. Like, she paused, but she wasn't really. Like, her actions weren't saying that she was angry, and I feel like she had to take a minute to like swallow it and just be like,
It's okay.
all right. I mean, I got a new van. It's all right. Like,
Yeah, I
win
do.
a
I agree. I agree. I think it was one of those moments where it was like, okay, it's gonna test the true new Libby, and like we saw it.
Her elevation.
She's like,
above it.
you're together.
Yeah.
Cause she even questioned him at first. She was like, oh, have you been staying over here with the kids? And like, it sounded kind of like one of those sly comments.
Oh, it definitely
And I was
was a
like,
back
oh,
jab,
okay.
yeah.
And then she's like, you're together now. Like, and it was like, okay, so you are.
You
over
go,
this.
girl.
Yeah. But at first
Do
it sounded
you?
like,
Because
oh.
Bill's cray.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
She knew. She was
I don't
like,
want none of that.
have fun. Like,
Yeah, I
so.
feel like she's just over it. She washed her hands of it, and to her, she's already moving across the
Right.
country. So do
like,
what you
bye.
got to do here in
And she
St.
has
Louis.
a hot guy.
Yeah, got
like total upgrade from Bill.
100%.
You
Bram
are
is
Libby.
nice.
You are winning.
She is.
Yeah, Bram's nice. He's a nice looking guy. So
I like him, and how I like how how everyone worked as a team to crack down against Nancy.
Yeah.
And not really Art, but just Nancy.
I mean, Art busted her. I didn't expect him to bust it open like that. I thought
I
he was
knew
gonna do
he was
something.
gonna
I
bust
thought it
it
was gonna be
wide
something
open.
sly. He was just like,
well,
nope.
we wanted it to be something sly, but I knew like.
He's mad.
Me personally, I wouldn't be able to hold that in. I would be like, I'd call them up right away and be like, guess what?
Yeah, that's what
It's
he
going
did.
down.
He was like, okay, here's
sat
all the
down.
stuff she's done.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, damn.
Laid it all out for them, and he's like, this is your information. Do with it what you will.
Oh, I loved when Virginia and the detective show up, and Virginia's so. She's so,
like, we have a warrant.
He goes, well, I hope you don't expect to be waiting to be invited in. And Virginia goes, oh, I don't need to be invited in. I have a warrant.
See, now, first of all,
so
that would have
ugly.
totally been me right there.
Oh, Virginia
Just
did
I'm
like
like,
that.
just let me
Tell
just
you
go
what.
ahead because you think I ain't got my shit together, but I
mine.
do. But no, I
hated it.
everything about Virginia this season has like bothered me. I don't think I've been a Virginia fan since like
Season 2.
ever.
Yeah.
I liked her.
Like, I just-
No, in the
I just-
beginning, she
Because
was,
she was all the
did.
female feels. I was like, yeah, you
Yeah.
go.
I
And then
did
she
like
she was
her.
just a little secretary.
Yeah.
I loved how she grew, like from her, like ambition wise. Like, you know, at first it was like, okay, I'm moving up in the secretarial chain, and then she got this little, you know,
I could actually do this.
you
I could be a
know, like,
doctor.
you know, and I loved how she was like, no, I want to go to school. You know, she was
Yeah.
taking her anatomy class, like, you know, like really pursuing her career, and then somewhere she
got
missed
too
lots of
cocky.
steps.
I think her ambition got the best of her, and she kind of got.
Which it seems like it's still getting the best of her.
It is.
But I did love the fact that she's, you know, at least still passionate about like going real hard to, you know, protect the
The image.
practice.
Of
But
in the
Barton
image.
presents that as like a negative thing. He's saying, I don't know, it could go either way. She could be doing this like as a genuine, this is just what she's passionate about. She really loves Bill, this, that, and the other thing. But it could also go like she's using this as self-promotion. She's trying to like grow her name and grow her brand. And
that's where because like even when they were taking pictures and they go, Dr. and Mrs. Masters. And she goes, no, it's Masters and Johnsons. That's who we are. Which is complete 180 from what she said earlier. Because when she was talking to Bill earlier, she was like, no, I mean, that we need to separate our work life and our personal life. But when they were literally on there and the paparazzi was taking pictures, she went right back to it and goes, oh, no, it's Johnson and Masters. And it's like, I think she's still, it's about, which we've already said, it's about her.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, I don't even know if she loves Bill. Like, I think I wrote that down. I was like, she loves herself.
Right.
And no one else. Like, I don't
she
think
loves what Bill offers to her life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think she loves Bill. It's just that Bill is a great
But I feel like, what was that, like 3
benefit.
episodes ago where he asked her, he was like, do you even love me?
Yeah. But of course she said.
I mean, but I feel like I'm so frustrated with Bill because I'm like, he has seen so many red flags, like not to pursue this line of like relationship with her.
It is.
But I'm seeing so many similarities between she and Nancy now because it's like, I mean, Nancy just does it more bluntly, you know? She used art as a stepping stone to get, like, where she needs to be. And in a way, Virginia's doing the exact same thing. She's just doing it more subtly and acting like it's not a problem.
She's playing dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter, because, not that it doesn't matter, but Bill kind of has an out, sort of, in Dodie.
I know.
That shocked me.
That was super weird. And how she and Virginia just had a conversation, like, out the elevator. Oh, you're Virginia.
But she knew who she was. Virginia knew who Dodie was. That's the thing and Virginia didn't react. So that's what I was confused about. And I think it shocked me that it happened. Not that it happened because I knew that they ended up together.
Dodie never said her name.
Oh.
She never told Virginia who it was.
I thought she knew.
Because you see, Virginia kind of looked at her like, oh,
who is this? Okay.
You know, but because
she's like, I got a fan.
But I'm about to go get married. Like, girl, like,
that's why I was wondering why she wasn't fazed by it. I was like, you're not worried about Dodie? Okay. Well, I guess like the thing that got me about it was like the fact that shocked me was that it happened right before their marriage. Like I figured she'd come back, but I was like, oh,
they had to plug that in there.
You're getting married. This comes in.
I thought it was interesting, just like the line of like how it all happened. Like you have Barton who basically calls Virginia out for who she is. You have, Bill runs into Dodie and Virginia run into each other. Then, Bill has this interesting little coffee scenario with Dodie.
Postpones his wedding.
Right. Yeah. Postpones his wedding. Makes her wait a little bit. She almost feels like he's not going to come. He shows up, and then as soon as the I do's are done, she shows her true colors again.
Like that.
So I'm like...
The thing is that the whole setup to their marriage, I was like, all these are bad omens.
Yeah.
Him not showing up, this being like, not that going to the courthouse isn't a real marriage, but like just the way it was, I was like, this all feels like these are not good signs. So like... I don't see how Virginia doesn't know this isn't going to end well, but I don't know. But he kind of like lets Dodie go, right? That's what I got from the conversation. That he was kind of like,
well, he did. I mean, I just don't think he ever really had the intention to be with her because he had her in his bedroom without even knowing Virginia. Like, they weren't getting married at that point, and he still turned her down. So
because
now
Virginia is his heroine. Yeah. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, when you're addicted to a drug that's that strong, regardless of if you have it in your possession or not, you're still trying to figure out what your next hit is going to be. And I feel like once Bill described Virginia as a drug and him being addicted, everything began to make sense in how he moves the way he does when it pertains to her.
I guess so.
It's sad.
It's really sad. 'Cause I'm like, wake up. She's using you and you deserve better now that you are a better person. Because before, I felt like they deserved each other.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, you've grown, which is amazing. And now grow out of her.
You had to grow forward.
Right, grow forward.
Backwards.
Which, I mean, I think it's amazing how, like, I know we talked about this early on in this season when I was talking about, like, okay, knowing how their story, like, truly ends. I feel like although, they've taken some liberties with like a little bit of the writing, they've stayed pretty true to history. So I'm glad to see, okay, Bill and Virginia are married. I'll be happier when it's over. Because we know that's coming.
The end is coming.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Might even bring some champagne, guys, next season.
I just want to see what happens to Libby more so. I'm more interested in her story.
I'm more interested in Libby too, which I feel like that's not going to be the direction of like where the show goes.
Do you think she's gone? Part of me feels like she's gone. Because like at this point, because I mean like at least as in terms of Masters of Sex, I feel like she is not really relevant.
If she really is in California,
comes back as Bill's attorney and takes Virginia for
ranks her
that would
through the
be a
coals.
plot.
God, drag Virginia. I would love that actually, but I don't think she will. But that would
she
be
comes
dope.
out on top. I mean, it would be hard for her to stay relevant to the story because she would have a totally different life separate from them.
Yeah, and we all know that the kids aren't important. So.
Yeah, so
I mean, little Johnny may come back to live with his dad.
That's true. That is true. So she can come visit. Maybe.
Yeah.
I just feel like we will not see much of Virginia or Libby anymore.
Which just makes me really sad because she was just serving it all season
She
long.
was.
I think she served her purpose.
I need
grew
to
to her
figure
highest
out
self.
that dress though that she came out of the Winnebago in. I like that. I would rock that.
I thought, was it not a romper? I felt like it was
No,
like
it was a
jumpsuit.
dress.
Okay. I think it was a jumpsuit. I felt like there was...
Like a onesie, a romper.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel like it was a
I
jumpsuit.
don't remember.
It was so cute.
It was cute, but I thought it was
It's
a
not my
With her
style.
wavy
so
hair.
I guess I didn't pay
I'm
attention.
touched heavy.
I feel like it was a tall thing.
It's a tall
It
girl
was,
thing.
It was a tall girl thing. Like,
I looked at it and I was like,
Like,
not
that is,
that
it's
you're
a tall
not,
girl
but you're
thing.
not.
It is.
I'm not. I'm short.
Yeah.
I'll own it.
I
I
was
was
They
going
were
to
saying,
say
not, but you.
I think that I feel like there are certain things that tall girls can wear. And
It's true.
And it's one of those
And-
things. It's a tall girl thing.
I'm gonna go get me one.
Do we want to
You
do
go,
predictions?
tall girl.
I've given all mine. All of them, guys. Sorry.
What are like your biggest expectations for next season? Let's just say that. Like, what do you want to happen most, or what do you want to see the most of?
Bill and Virginia's divorce?
Okay.
I want to see, unfortunately, because it'd be good for drama, Nancy and Bart partner up. Because it'd be good drama. Be good drama.
Yeah.
She'd be a good villain.
It would be, I just hate it, but it would be really good. And I do see it happening. I've actually already made that prediction.
Maybe that's where he got it from.
I know.
It is.
I know.
That's where I got it from.
I dropped gems.
And I just definitely want to see more. I want to see Betty's storyline develop and see where she's at. I don't want to forget about her.
I want to understand more of like what the actual like what really happened with Dodie and Bill. I would love to see like maybe a flashback.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
yeah.
I want to see it myself because they both have two totally different like stories as to
Perspectives.
like what happened, which I think is a really good, interesting storyline. Hopefully, maybe they'll just take us back to the beginning next season. Who knows?
That would be super
That would be really
cool.
cool. I would love to see how Bill was in law school. I mean, law school in
even how
med
he met
school.
Libby. That could be fun.
Right.
too.
I think
That's
all of that would be really cool since we know that you guys watch and throw our ideas into the show. I
would love that.
Or my predictions just are always true. I don't know whichever comes first. I just would really love to see like what like clicked for him because, you know, Libby told us the story about how like there was a trip or something.
Yeah.
And when he got back, like he was like a totally different
Different
person.
person.
I'm like, what was this trip? Was it before or after he tried to propose to Dodie? Like, I just want to understand that dynamic a little bit more because we know they do end up together. Like, what was his draw that like snaps him more into like wanting to be with Dodie over Virginia, who's someone he's wanted to be with for
forever,
so
right
long,
now, yeah.
you know?
Well, we're going to have to see because a shift is going to happen.
There
There's going
has
to
to
be
be.
something that sets that relationship, you know, off.
And right now, I don't see it. Like right now, it looks like Bill and Dodie just seem like friends.
Yeah.
Because they
It seems pretty
literally they
cozy.
leave it that way. He goes, "What?" She goes, "What happens if we end off as friends?" And he goes, "We already are." So there's
Love
that
it.
little.
She got friend zone.
I don't know. Well, hey,
Real quick.
it's okay. Friends aren't so bad.
All right, I think it's time to wrap it up, guys. We're running out of time, but I had a great season with y'all.
It's gonna
And
be
all of you, we
Yes.
appreciate like
Thank
all
you
your
guys so
feedback.
much.
Yeah.
You guys have been like really, really cool. The comments, like tweeting us, like don't lose touch just because the season is over.
Right. We
Yeah.
are also doing other shows, so you can always find
Come
us.
find us.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be back next season for you guys.
Yeah.
All
We'll
right.
reunite.
For the last time on the Masters of Sex after show for season 4 at least.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm your host Olivia Gabaree. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter, @thereal_O_G.
Awesome. I'm Ryan Graham, and you can follow me on Twitter @Ryan with 2 N's Graham and on Instagram @Instagram.
And your beloved favorite host, Domonique. You guys can find me on all social media platforms @DomoniqueP_ESQ.
All right, good night, y'all.
Night.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.